David Zambrano.
How you doing today?
Doing all right. It's a Tuesday. We got lots to do and we're making progress. Mr. Zambrano, we've had a hard time getting you in here. We got a lot going on here. In file 251521, you got a ticket on July 29th for driving without insurance and no valid license in possession. Those are both written under state statute. On July 25th, you got charged with driving with an unregistered vehicle in file 1523. On July 14th, you got charged with driving suspended and unregistered vehicle. That one's under White Pigeon ordinance. So July was a bad month for you. Then we said this a couple times. The city or the village of White Pigeon in the July 14th case has agreed to dismiss the charges if you plead to allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. I'm not sure what the county's position would be on the other charges. And frankly, I don't know why they didn't charge him with driving suspended on all 3 days. Let's take a look. And then you'd missed a date and then they reset it and I don't know what happened, but
Your Honor.
yes.
I'm appearing here today pro se. I'm in the special appearance sui juris and in propria persona. I respectfully assert my rights to represent myself and have my constitutional rights recognized and upheld throughout these proceedings.
All right, well, that's certainly your right.
Thank you, sir.
You live in South Haven?
Actually, I'm a sojourner of the land. I don't have a residency at the
Well, the reason I ask,
I once did,
if
sir.
I need to send you mail, I need to know where to send it.
Right now, I do not have an address.
All right. Well, you do certainly have a right to represent yourself, and I don't have a quarrel with that. What do you want me to do? Set these for a trial? Or set a pretrial on all of these? Some are under White Pigeon ordinance, some are under state statute. You can help alleviate this by getting insurance, getting a license. It looks like you have some out-of-state problems. And you haven't had anything on your Michigan record in a long time. 12 years or more. So how would you like me to proceed here?
What are the charges? Again, all the ones that.
Well, right now, you're not doing a very good job of representing yourself because you don't even know what you're charged with. Let me tell you again. You're charged with no insurance. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail, a fine of not less than $200 and not more than $500. That was on July 29th. On that same day, they charge you with no valid license in possession, even though your license is suspended. They didn't charge that. No operator's license in possession is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. On July 25th. Let's take a look at that one. No, that's the 29th. It's the same as the others. You got no insurance, no ops on person, and unregistered vehicle. That was on July 29th. And those are all under state statute. On July 14th, you got another ticket. Take a look at that one. 1560. And that one, they filed a formal complaint that alleges that you were driving suspended and you had an unregistered vehicle. And that is under White Pigeon ordinance. Driving suspended is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. That carries 2 points and it requires that your license be suspended. And then they charge it, you have an unregistered vehicle. You could help all of these if you got insurance, a registered vehicle, and worked on getting your license back. So one thing I could do is set all these cases for a pretrial on the same day with the White Pigeon Village attorney and the county attorney and see if they can come to some resolution of all the charges. Is that acceptable to you?
Actually, no, I have a few questions I need answered before we proceed. I don't understand the nature and the cause of this action against me. And I'm, is this a civil or criminal? It's criminal.
All right. You were here with your mom and she's here with you. So it's good that you support each other. She asked me the same question, which points out to me that you're not qualified to represent yourself if you don't know the difference between a criminal matter and a civil matter. These are criminal matters. They could result in a jail sentence and a sanction on your driver's license.
Thank you, Your Honor. Should the record reflect this is a criminal action then?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I just got to look at my papers and stuff.
All right.
So my next question about it is, Constitution grants this court 2 types of jurisdictions.
Yes. All right, we're not going to get into this, what I call jabberwocky, that has no legal effect. I don't know where you get it or where your mother got it from a online source or somebody that told you this, or they're giving you bad information. These are criminal matters. They're not terribly consequential. Normally you wouldn't go to jail for these, although they do carry a potential jail sentence. You don't necessarily subscribe to our system, but I certainly don't subscribe to whatever you got written on the paper there. I propose we set this for a pretrial and you try to get a registration and insurance and then come in and share it with the prosecutor and the city attorney and see if we can resolve everything. If we can't, we can set it for a trial, including a jury trial, I suppose. It's 2 different incidents. So it would have to potentially be 2 different cases. What I propose is you trying to do some things to get situated and have a pretrial with the city attorney and the county prosecutor.
Your Honor, I'm going to have to object to that. I need, before we can proceed, I need to know, it's upon the authority of the 6th Amendment, I need to know the nature and the cause of these charges. Could you tell me if it is a common law?
No, these are statutory offenses written under the authority of the people of the state of Michigan. One of these is under the insurance code and one is under the motor vehicle code. The others are. And I don't really wish to engage in this discussion. We've got about 40 other people waiting for their case. And you want to talk to me about how many angels can fit on the head of a pin. You're charged with 2 separate traffic offenses on 2 separate occasions. You have a right to have an attorney. I'd be happy to appoint one for you, but you don't want one. You want to represent yourself, which is your right, but you don't have the right to waste my time. So if you either want me to set it for a pretrial, I can do that. That would be my preference. Then you can sit down with both prosecutors, ask these questions, and see if it can be resolved. If it can't, we can set it for a trial, either in front of a judge or a jury. So what would you rather do here today?
Well, on the authority of the Sixth Amendment, I'm asking that the court discloses the jurisdiction that I ask.
I just did.
You said it's a statutory jurisdiction?
Yes, you're
Okay.
supremely unqualified to represent yourself in this matter because someone sold you a packet of information that has no relevance in the modern universe that we live in. So I'm going to set this for a pretrial.
Your Honor, that would be practicing law from the bench if you proceed without me.
I'm a lawyer. I'm a judge. I practice law from the bench. I do it every day, all day. And
I'd like to, I do have a few more questions about this.
I don't have any more time to answer your questions. I have a question for you. What do you want me to do with it? Set it for a pretrial or set it for a trial?
Under a statutory jurisdiction, I've never heard of, I need to know where I can find the published rules of the criminal procedure under that.
Well, you can certainly find them on the internet. They're in the public library. You just put the number of the citation, 257904 under the Michigan compiled laws. All right.
Was that
Mr. Stickley is the chief public defender. He's had an opportunity to talk with you. Mr. Stickley, what's your recommendation here?
My recommendation would be to set it for a pretrial. I'm happy to spend a few moments with this gentleman and show him where the statute is and
All right.
where he can Google or library.
And he's entitled to have copies of each of the tickets and the complaints, and so he can see it. So if you'd like, we'll get copies of their tickets for you. You got the ticket, but there's a formal complaint. I'm going to set it with joint with the city and county for 2 weeks, October 7. Mr. Stickley is the chief public defender, and he's not exactly representing you, but he's here to make sure that your rights are protected. And he also can give you some advice and maybe point you in the direction of what you want to do. Again, it would be helpful if you would come in with insurance and a proper plate and perhaps an effort to get your license back. You don't want to stay on the driving suspended merry-go-round because it's very hard to get off of it. Once you get suspended, you live near White Pigeon. The other problem is I don't have an address for you, so I need a mailing address. When you go out to we can use your mom's address, but I'm going to need you to give the clerks some sort of address where we can send things to you.
Could you deliver it general delivery to the post office?
Well, you can give them that.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to want you to take him out, get him a proper notice for that pretrial on the 7th. Mr. Stickley will meet with you and get some of that information that you're looking for.